I think the SEC's concerns are very valid. It's almost, again, you mentioned irony in the documentary. Yeah. Here's another irony. For a currency that makes a big deal out of having a public transaction ledger that anybody can see, there is not a lot of transparency into the exchanges, what's going on behind the scenes. You can see the price, you can see the transactions, but you don't really know who's doing that and for what purposes. As opposed to, say, traditional capital markets, which have a lot of oversight built into them. The exchanges themselves do a lot of watching what's going on their exchanges so that they can see any anomalies, they can see any kind of manipulations. And even with all that, you still get people trying to game the regular markets. So it's even worse in the cryptocurrency markets. There's no transparency. There's no insight into who is doing what and for what reason. Is there market manipulation in Bitcoin and in other cryptocurrencies? Absolutely. How much of it there is, we don't exactly know. And that's what the SEC is saying.
And that's a problem in and of itself, the fact that we don't have a handle on how much manipulation
and that is what the SEC is saying, is saying we don't know exactly what's going on here, and there's no real way for anybody to tell. And unless there is, we don't think it's right to give a blessing to these ETFs, which will open up to the retail market. That's a problem for us.
The passage of an ETF or the approval of an ETF has been looked at, as many in the crypto world, as the next big catalyst. That obviously, if you start an ETF, you'll have to go out and buy the Bitcoin, the physical Bitcoin, quote unquote physical for digital currency, that will actually underpin it. But there are others in the crypto universe who think, oh, you know, this is not right. Unless you own the Bitcoin, you don't own the Bitcoin. Unless you actually have it on your own token, on your own stick, you're not an owner. So it seems like there's a sort of a rift in some respects within this community. Yes, it can be a big catalyst, but at the same time, this is not what we set this thing up for.
Yeah, and that rift is not going to go away, no matter what kind of products and avenues you end up developing to get into Bitcoin. Some of the exchanges that people trade on have a custodial aspect to their business. They hold the Bitcoins for you. You're not actually in control of the private keys that hold the Bitcoin. The purest view, which is what you're talking about, is you download the Bitcoin client software, you have your own wallet, you have your own keys, you own the Bitcoin. It is yours, nobody else can have access to it. Those two views are not going to go away. And the custodial view of Bitcoin, where you don't actually hold it yourself, that's going to be a lot easier for some people, for a lot of people, and that's going to be attractive because of that. So you're giving up some control over the Bitcoin itself for somebody else. You're giving up access for control, and you are comfortable with the trade-off. Some people are going to feel that way.
Well, when we think about sort of late last year, when the Bitcoin debate was really at the forefront of our discussions, one of the big bear arguments was that people felt it would never get formal endorsement from, say, central banks. Is the issue with the SEC and an ETF as relevant as that? I mean, is it an example of where it's failing to get formal endorsement, and therefore the fact the share prices pull back is justified?
Well, I think those are two different things. I think the fact that the SEC would not give its blessing to these ETFs, you can look at it as them sort of holding back an approval. I don't think at this point that the whole idea that existed a few years ago, that governments are never going to approve this, that they're never going to let this exist, they're going to try to squash it, I don't think that is relevant anymore. I think we've seen enough from governments, from central banks, not that you're a central banker, Mohammed, but yeah.
He's wannabe central banker. Can I ask just a really naive question, really quickly? So I figure eventually it's going to be regulated more in this country. That's bad because people like it because it's not regulated. On the positive side, the rest of the world doesn't want to depend on their crappy currency. So it'd be nice to have a real currency that they could use to trade with, especially if you're in Venezuela.
Sure.
Does one offset the other? Does the global nature of Bitcoin make it absolutely viable going into the future, or is it going to get hurt because we regulate?
Not on its own, but the potential is there. And I think we're at the point, to answer your question, I think we're at the point where you can see good governments are not looking at this anymore as something that they need to just clamp down on, outlaw it, drive it out of existence. They see that there is some potential here to have something that can actually benefit people.
But and not just for Silk Road or not for tax avoidance.
They're trying to figure out ways that they can regulate it, make it mainstream enough, make it something that we can use in our daily lives, that a lot of the sort of dark, evil, dark web things that people talk about will not be a major
aspect. Do you know how to work
Coinbase?
Can you help me before you leave on Coinbase? I couldn't get it to work.